groove, in that dreamy kind of groove, and I was so mesmerized I didn't want to stop straight away after that flute section. However, yes, let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about the opening to start with. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Claire. I'm a flute player from Hull, East Yorkshire in the UK. And yes, it's time for another reaction from me where we try to find out if a track containing flutes is indeed Flutifull or not. Now, just before we get to that, I'd love it if you would like to come and join me on a Sunday for a little bit of live music, Flutifull style. Not only do we have 2 hours of live music for you on the channel, we also have lots of friendly chat and those fascinating facts along the way as well. So if that sounds like something that you'd enjoy, do check out all the details on my channel page. Right, back to today's reaction. Now, this reaction really follows on from a previous reaction that I did on my channel to another live track by this band. The band in question is Dire Straits. Now, I've already reacted to Brothers in Arms, which, without giving too much away, if you haven't seen that reaction, I did think it was possibly the best opening to a rock track with a flute ever. If you haven't yet seen that, you're welcome to check it out. However, we are going to look at another track today by Dire Straits from the same album, and the track in question is called Ride Across the River. Yes, this was track 6 from the Brothers in Arms album, and this performance was from 1986 and took place in Sydney. Now, the flute player in question here is none other than the fantastic Chris White, who featured on the other performance as well. He is an English jazz / rock saxophonist and flutist who toured with Dire Straits from 85 to 95. So it's interesting that he was only 1 year into touring with the band when this was done. It says, according to Wikipedia, he has played with many bands and artists including Robbie Williams, Paul McCartney, Chris de Burgh and Mick Jagger. So not a bad lineup indeed. Now, this track was suggested for me to react to by Bennett L23. Thank you so much for that. And Bennett L23 says there is an amazing back and forth between Mark Knopfler's guitar and Chris White's flute here, so that's very exciting. And this was also suggested by Ministry of Darkness 11. Thank you so much for that, who says they think I will enjoy it very much. Well, we are about to find out, and if you have a track that contains flutes that you would like to see me react to, just check out the pinned comment below, and that gives you all the details of how to get it to me. Right, I am so super excited for this. I hope you are too. Let's find out if it's Flutifull. Here we go.
across the river, deep and wide. Oh, right across the river, to the other side. A soldier of fortune, I'm a dog of war. We don't give a damn who the killing is for. It's the same old story with a different name. Death or glory, it's a killing game. Right across the river, deep and wide. Yeah, right across the river, to the other side. Nothing gonna stop him as the day follow the night. The right become wrong, the left become the right. Then they sing as they march away, the flags unfurled. Today in the mountains, tomorrow the world. Right across the river, deep and wide.
stop it there. I am going to stop it there because I am going to forget what's in my head if I don't. But as you can see, I was just completely mesmerised there after that. And as they were on stage, just in that groove, in that dreamy kind of groove, and I was so mesmerised. I didn't want to stop straight away after that flute section. However, yes, let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about the opening to start with. All that was going through my mind with that light effect at the beginning was, oh my God, how amazing would this have been at the time? Of course, back in the 80s, this would have been the height of technology and the height of kind of the fact it was all synced with the music, and then the band appear, and just so 80s, just so cool. And I think I just love that about the whole track. The synth sounds are fantastic, really, really great, and just allow the track to be so open. There's so much space and so much atmosphere in this track. I can see why they opened the gig with this. Just fantastic. And that really shows off the exquisite technique of Mark Knopfler and Chris on the flute. Just the guitar there is so exposed that, one wrong move and that's just, it's just going to kind of really affect the whole thing. So just exquisite playing from everybody, just to keep that groove so steady and to play like that. Anyway, let's talk about the flute. So the flute comes in, it kind of comes in the middle. It's the opposite of the experience we had with the Brothers in Arms, where the flute's right at the beginning. It kind of builds up to it, and we don't see it at first, and you probably saw on my face, I was like, ooh, that's an interesting sound. And then we see it, and of course it's an alto flute. So I've just got my standard concert flute here. The alto flute is much bigger. You can probably see it's a bit bigger in both directions. It's longer and it's a thicker tube, and it's tuned lower, so it's lower pitched. But he starts off playing it in the middle octave, I believe, which is a kind of great choice, because that sound, a bit more round, a bit more darker in tone than the regular flute, just really sits so nicely with that gorgeous atmospheric synth that's going all the way through. That I think it was an excellent choice to use the alto flute. And then, of course, we get this little bit of playing, and then Mark Knopfler comes in and absolutely joins in exquisitely with that little riff that he gets going there with the 3 of the 4 notes up and down, which I have to say, not too tricky to play those notes backwards and forwards, but to play them in that groove, which, remember, is quite steady, and to get the timing of that to fit with the groove, and for Mark Knopfler to play with him on that, and for them to lock in sync like that, that's amazing. Now, I'm not sure if that's part of the original track. I'm not familiar with the original track, recorded track, to know whether that's something that they always do, or whether that was something that they just did live. I'd like to know that. So if you do know that, then drop it below, if you understand what I'm talking about, if I'm explaining it right, because that is a really, really cool thing to do live, especially if that's not been pre-planned. And yeah, just gorgeously atmospheric. Again, just one thing I'll say, and this is nothing to do with the band really, is that the flute is very, very low in the mix. I'm finding, if you've watched lots of my reactions, that quite often the flutes are engineered. The sound engineer is keeping it quite low in the mix. Now I know. Excuse me, flutes are hard to mic, and these performances we're seeing are with the mics that would be used by the singer, and then the flute player is playing into that mic. But I don't think there's any reason why the flute can't be a little bit higher in the mix. So if we've got any live sound engineers watching, then yeah, I think, am I right in saying that? Again, let me know what you feel, but I think the flute could have had a little bit more Could have been a bit higher in the mix for me, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous sound. I like then when he goes lower in the register. So, like I say, starts off in the middle register, so slightly higher notes, and then goes down to the bottom of the flute, and we finally get that gorgeous, rich sound of the alto flute at the bottom, and just again perfectly matched tuning wise and tone wise to the gorgeous synth sound that we've got in this. So. Yeah, really, really, really cool, and a great choice to use the alto flute. Let's go on and see any more. We're nearly at 9 minutes. There's 2 more minutes left. Are we going to get any more flute? Let's have a look. So there we go. No, fortunately we didn't have any more flute there at the end, but well, we enjoyed ourselves in the middle very much, didn't we? And that, of course, makes that track definitely Flutifull. Awesome stuff. What a great track, great sound, great 80s sound. And of course, I don't often talk about the lyrics in these tracks because I'm focusing on the flute here, but what a great message to that track as well, and one that I'm sure you'll agree is one that we should definitely think about right now as well. So there we go. Thank you so much to those who suggested for me to react to that. I did indeed enjoy it very much, and yes, it's definitely Flutifull. Like I say, if there's a track you'd like me to react to, check out the pinned message down below, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the Flutifull content on my channel too. So until we meet again, I hope you enjoy yourselves with this content, like I say, and I'll see you soon. Stay Flutifull, folks. Bye.